Hello guys and welcome to another video on priority queues in Java. I hope that you have already watched the video of queues. If you have not, please watch it again so that it becomes easier to understand this video. And I don't really want to visually represent priority queues because it is almost as same as the queues, but the only difference is that it has some priority for each element within that queue. So I hope that you watched the queues video already and then move on to this video. I just want to show the code implementation of the priority queues within Java. As I've already spoken about in queues, you can only create queues by using either the linked list or priority queues. But what actually are the priority queues? A priority queues has priority for each and every element that is stored within that. So what it means is the values with higher priority are moved to the start and the values that are having lower priorities are moved to the end. So if I just create a new priority queue, let's just start by creating a priority queue. Let's say it takes integer. And let's just name it, for example, ages, or let's say prior is equals to new. Again, I can just say priority queue. So now we have created a priority queue called the prior. Let's just check it out if it actually works or if it actually has been created. So I can just say prior. And now if I run the program, you can see that it has created an empty priority queue. So I can just clear it out now. Let's just populate this priority queue and see what actually happens. So if I say prior dot, we actually use the offer methods to enter values. So I can say 10, and I just want to copy this and I want to populate it again. So I'll just try to enter 5 values, I guess. Let's just take 1, 50, 7 for example, and let's just say 9. Let's take these values within the priority queue and let's see what it does and what it actually gives in output. Here we can see that the priority queue changes the order of entering these values. As you can see, we have actually entered the value offer, or we have offered the value 10 at the start. So what that means is the value 10 should be at the start, but actually what the priority queue does is it divides them based on the priority that they have been given. Generally, what it has done is 1, 7, 9, 15, and 10. I don't know why 15 is actually in the middle. It should be at the end, but it just happens, I guess, sometimes. So let's just again. I hope you have understood the concept actually, how it is different from queues. I want to explain to you how priority queues work actually in Java. So I want to explain that priority queues implement these values or enter these values based on the ascending order. So let's say the first it goes 1, 7, 9, 10, and 15. So that is the order that it generally runs in. So that's what happens in a priority queue, for example. And similar to that of a queue, again, to remove these values, I can just do prior dot poll. And if I just do semicolon, obviously in a queue, we already know that the values at the start are removed and the value and the insertion happens in the end. So run the program, we can see that the first value has been polled. We can also see that the priority has been changed. So 10 becomes in the middle, 9 is moved back for some reason. So this is how a priority queue works. Generally, normally don't really use priority queues unless it is a specific condition or a specific use case within the real world. But if you're designing, let's say for example, a ticket system based on the price of the ticket. So if the price is higher, the priority is given. The higher priority is given. If the price is lower, a lower priority given. A low priority is given. So that is a simple use case where you generally use a priority queue. But I normally don't really use priority queues in my projects or in generally data structures at all. So again, these are the methods that we see. Again, we have also the same method like the prior.peak method. So after we have polled the value 1, I want to see what it actually shows. So if I just run this, oh sorry, let's just put it in an sout statement actually, because it does not really return anything. Now if I do this, and I just need to, so if I run the program, it shows that the peak or the top value is 7, or the first value is 7. That is because obviously after deleting the value 1, so if I remove this and if I try to run the program again, you can see that the peak shows or returns the value 1. That is the first value that is within that priority queue. So this is the basic code on priority queues in Java. I hope you have understood this concept. I did not really go deep into this because I generally don't use them. But if you want a deeper video, you can just comment down below. I can make a longer video that makes you understand priority queues on a deeper level. Again, the import statement should be java.tutorial.priorityqueue. Actually missed this out, so I'm just trying to remind you again that the import statement is very important. You import the priority queue and then you create the priority queue, that is, we have created here an integer. And another thing actually I want to speak about is if I create another priority queue of the type, let's say string, for example. I'll just name it try is equals to new priority queue, for example. And I wanna try dot offer, let's say names like Andy, and the same thing. I just want to copy this and paste it. I'll just add three names. I want to try to explain a simple concept actually. James and let's say Buck. And if I just I'll do this, and also I'll do this. I just want to show you what it does. So in strings, generally, it defines the values based on the the characters. So if the letter A is first, it obviously prioritizes them based on that. Generally, what happens in priority queues, it assigns them in an ascending order from where the letters are compared. So A again, J and B is compared. So whichever letter comes first into that priority queue. You can also try this with characters. Actually, let's say character, and if I change these to a single notation, let's say Z, and let's just say A, and I want to do B. So now again, I just want to run the program. You can see that it again colludes, or it prioritizes based on the ascending order. So A is actually in the middle. It enters that at the first, again at the second is Z, and then at last it's B. So this is the basic concept of priority queues. I hope you understood this concept. I think it's just a short video because I don't really want to go deep into this topic because I don't really normally use them anyway. So I hope you have understood priority queues. It is also almost similar to that of a queue. If you understood the concept of priority queues in Java, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on the bell icon for more updates about data structures in Java. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.